Hi, my name is Elias Munshya, and I'm trying to do this for the very first time where I'm out streaming between my Facebook page and YouTube. So we're trying to have that done and see how far it will go. But on the other hand, I also have some youths in a WhatsApp group that are sending me questions. That are sending me questions about Butane. And so what I'll try to do here is, if you are on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel because we need you to be following our broadcasts and our presentations. And if you are on Facebook, of course, let's continue doing what we always do and share this live stream with others. And so I have on WhatsApp a group of some youths that are asking me questions, and so I'll try to be answering them. So when I'm answering, you're going to be picking up some of the questions. Okay. So the first question that has been asked is, what are the bad parts in bill number 10? Okay, and that's the question. What is the bad part in bill number 10? And so I just want to, first of all, bring to your attention that I do have a copy of Bill 10. I do have a copy of Bill number 10 in my hands, but you can also find this very document on the Parliament of Zambia website, okay? So you can go to the Parliament of Zambia, their website, and you can get the, Bill number 10. You can also get it from my website. So my website is eliasmunshya.org. And so once you get it from eliasmunshya.org, you should be able to download it and have a copy for yourself, okay? So this is bill number 10. This is the bill that has been presented before the Parliament of Zambia, and it is the one that is going to be discussed. Now, in various moments, various times since July last year, so this is about our first year anniversary, we have been discussing the problems with Butane, okay? This is not new. And it's not like Butane suddenly is having newer problems. These are the problems that we've identified over the last year, from the time that Butane was brought to Parliament, okay? So those are the problems. Now, I'm going to deal specifically with some of the questions that I get asked a lot. The question being, is there anything good in Butane? That is the question that I get asked a lot. Is there anything good in Butane? Okay? Is there anything good in Butane? Now, the problem with answering this question is that, you see, even the worst of things has always got something that you can say is good. Okay? You can always figure out something to say this is good or whatever it is. So there is always that question. Is there anything good in Butane? Okay. Now, obviously, there could be something good in Butane, but the question is not about whether there is something good in Butane. The question must be, okay, and this is very important. It's not just about whether there is anything good in Butane. The question is, what is the bad that is in Butane? The reason being that it is the bad that destroys Zambian democracy, not just the good. So if you mix both the good and the bad in one bill, chances that the bad things are going to outweigh the good is far much greater. Okay, that is where the issue is. So the issue is that it is the bad things in Butane that outweigh the good thing, and that is where the problem is. And because of the bad things that outweigh the good in Butane, the entire bill must be withdrawn, so that if you want to come back to Parliament with a bill that is going to be accepted by the Zambian people, you can do that. But the problem is that the Patriotic Front wants to use this bill where they put very, very bad and damaging provisions in the bill, And then once they put it in the bill, they mix it with a little more things, and then they say that it's okay, go ahead and have this bill. That is the concern that we have. Okay. Now, here is the question. What is the bad thing that is in bill 10? And I have it here. Okay. I have bill number 10. There it is. Okay. So it proposes to do several changes, but the most controversial change that Bill 10 wants to do is to change the way you as Zambians constitute your parliament. That's a very important thing that we cannot stop talking about. The biggest change that Bill 10 wants to introduce is to change how you as Zambians constitute parliament. That is where the biggest problem is. Any other changes that can be there might be, in fact, irrelevant changes, innocent changes, useless changes. But the biggest thing is that Bill 10 is proposing to change your parliament, the Zambian parliament. And once the Zambian parliament changes, the Patriotic Front then can go ahead and change everything else in the Constitution of Zambia. So when they say that they have finally changed anything in Bill 10, please do not believe them. It's all lies. The reason is because the major issue in Bill 10 that we must be talking about is their plans to change how you as Zambians constitute your parliament. That is where the major problem is. Okay? Because it changes how you as Zambians constitute your parliament. And once they change how you as Zambians constitute your parliament, guess what? I've said it before. They're then going to change everything. They can make Lungu a life president. They can abolish term limits. They can do everything that they want. Why? Because they have changed how parliament is constituted. Those are the major issues. Okay. Right. So, is there any questions that you may have? Otherwise, we're going to delve into the document now. Bill number 10 has sections, right? So Bill 10 has sections. So these sections you are seeing in bold, I don't know whether my camera can capture it, but these numbers you are seeing in bold here are known as sections. So these are the sections of the bill. So I will be referring to a particular section and make some comments about it, okay? Now, there is section number 9, okay, of Bill number 10. Section number 9 of Bill number 10. This is what it says. It says they're going to repeal Article 47 of the Constitution, and then they are going to replace Article 47 of the Constitution with the following, okay? Elections to the National Assembly shall be conducted under a mixed member electoral system as prescribed. Okay? That is what they're saying. So elections to the National Assembly is going to change from the way we know it now. Okay? How do Zambians vote for National Assembly, members of the National Assembly? We vote through constituencies, isn't it? Okay? That is the way we vote for MPs. It is through constituencies. Can you tell me some of the constituencies? Okay? I come from Milenge, so we do have a constituency known as a Milenge constituency. Okay? So Milenge constituency supplies an MP. Chipata Central supplies an MP. Mwandi supplies an MP. There are several constituencies. So together, about 156 constituencies, they supply members of parliament. We know who they are. And they are provided for in Article 47 of the Constitution of Zambia. Bill 10, okay, wants to abolish that. Once it abolishes that, what Bill 10 is proposing is that members of parliament are going to be elected through what Bill 10 is calling as a mixed member electoral system. Now, fellow citizens, let me mention this. Mixed member electoral system is not defined in Butane. So the bill that is seeking to change the constitution of Zambia, it does not change. It does not define what it is replacing the current system with. In other words, mixed member electoral system is undefined. You don't know what that means and what will be constituted when it says mixed member electoral system. That is the issue. Now, who is going to determine this mixed member electoral system? That is where the catch is. The one who is going to determine the mixed member electoral system is what section number 9 of Butane says, as prescribed. As prescribed simply means that it is not the constitution that will explain how this new electoral system is going to work. Who is going to explain the new system? It will be Patriotic Front members of parliament through a simple statute, through the regular parliamentary process. It will no longer be a constitutional change, which means the PF are going to make a law that is going to explain what this mixed member electoral system is. And they can explain it in any way that they want. The reason is they have the majority in parliament. So they have all the rights to define it in any way that they want to define it. That is where the issue is. And so the parliament, let's assume that Butane becomes law tomorrow, you know what will happen? The Patriotic Front then are going to fill in the blanks. So Butane is more like a blank check that the Patriotic Front want to give themselves. So they go, they amend the law, they pass Butane, and it gives them a blank check. And with that blank check, you know what will happen? They're going to take it and they are going to write whatever they want to be the meaning of mixed member electoral system. That is the issue. Okay? That is the problem. That is perhaps the biggest problem. Now, if you were telling me that there are other good things in Butane, the thing is you mix good things with bad things together. You know what you create is a good thing. What you create is a bad thing. When you take good things and bad things and mix them together, you make a bad thing, a bad law. Okay? In order for you to make a good law, you must have good things. That's how good laws are made. So you do not create a good law by combining poison with food. That is not how you do it. And in fact, we are not the only ones who are expressing our concerns, right? The lawyers have expressed concerns. The Law Association of Zambia, they've expressed their concerns. Just recently, the Zambia Council of Catholic Bishops, ZCCB, bishops of the Catholic Church, they've come out and they've said that Butane is a problem. Withdraw it from parliament. It's because they've looked at the document, they've seen very innocent changes, but they've seen the bad, like provisions that are going to fundamentally change the structure of the democratic structure of the Republic of Zambia. Okay, so we do not have the time to read at every provision here, but the biggest change, okay, assuming that everything else is good, the biggest change is this change that is going to change your parliament. Instead of you as the people of Zambia electing members of parliament that you want to elect, it will be the Patriotic Front that are going to be telling you which members of parliament to elect and how they are going to be elected and how the extra MPs are going to come into the House. That is the major concern. And that is the biggest problem that we have with Bill number 10. Okay? That is the biggest concern that we have with Bill number 10. Now I will take some questions from the youth. that are listening to this. Okay, so let me just. Okay. So I'm getting a question here to say that does Butane just support the government of the day? And my answer is like the way I have been answering it. Yes, Butane is a tool of the Patriotic Front to perpetuate itself in power. That is what it is, really. Okay? And that is the reason why they are doing everything possible to pass it. This is not a law that is aimed at developing Zambia. This is a law that is aimed at perpetuating the Patriotic Front government in power forever. That's what it is. That's the only thing that it is. Okay? And even when you read this document, that's what it is. It is trying to perpetuate the Patriotic Front in power. Okay? Let me get another question. Yeah. Okay. So those are some of the questions that that we have. Okay. About what happens with Butane. So it changes Parliament. Okay. Now, what are some of the provisions that might be innocent from Butane? Now, you see, there are several things that you could say. For example, changing the name of the attorney from the Solicitor General, changing the name of the Solicitor General from Solicitor General to Deputy Attorney General. So that change is there, but it's an innocent change, right? It's an irrelevant change. It's a change that is neither here nor there. Okay? Yeah, it's neither here nor there. But those are some of the things that they're saying that they are the best things that are coming out of Butane. No. Butane is poison. I always give this illustration, and let me give this illustration again. Naranda mchibemba shimono ko bat moya muku sobo muku tolo bo ain nomba ifyana fyabene fyapala sano bo fimoneka kwat bo. Actually, to Isaiah Ashaba trend, you would look at it and think that bo until somebody who does it tells you to say no. Actually, it's poison. Okay. I don't know about sankanya. Ain obowa bwachine nefyana fyabene bafisankanya bayipika ero bakuletera tale nombadia. Ain kuti mwalia ero bamye bati yomkwai pakulye mwakula asalapo okweba ati this is obubo mwakula asalapo as you are eating. You can't. The reason is because even the good war, as long as it is mixed with poison, it becomes poison. That is the deal with Butane. Okay? As long as poison is mixed with food, it's poison. You cannot say that no, this food is this is in Shima. No. Okay? That's the reason why it must be resisted. But why is the Patriotic Front insisting? Okay? The Patriotic Front is insisting because they know what is happening. Okay? The Patriotic Front is insisting because, so the Patriotic Front is insisting on Butane because they know that it helps them. Okay? It does not help the people of Zambia. It helps them. They will do everything. They will kill, they will destroy, they will corrupt, they will do everything in order for them to pass this bill. Now, what is it that we can do as a people? We are doing the right thing. And do not be discouraged that you are not doing enough. Zambians, you are doing the right thing and you are doing a lot. Continue doing it. Bring, sensitize everybody else about this. Talk about it. Go to social media. Go to the president's Facebook page. Tell him that the Zambians are not in support of Butane. Okay? Do that. That's exactly what we can do at this time. And then also, we are really grateful for the Catholics, because the Catholics were dilly-dallying, right? The Catholic Council of Bishops. For the past 1 year, they've been dilly-dallying, and I can only speculate, right? I can only speculate that the whole reason why the Catholics have been dilly-dallying is because maybe there were some, patriotic sympathizing bishops. But finally, I think reason has prevailed over the Catholic bishops in Zambia. And that's why they've issued this statement. It has come in quite late, but it is an important document nevertheless. Okay, it's very late, but it's a very clear statement of what the Catholics think about Butane. And it is not just the Catholics. Look at all the legitimate institutions of Zambia. They are concerned, The claims that the government was just trying to cure some lacuna in the constitution is not correct. You see, to cure a lacuna means you go to a problematic text in the constitution, and then you try to correct it. It's like after you build, right? And then there is a little crack in the wall here and there. You need to patch up the wall. You need to paint it for a little bit, and you need to do all that. That is expected. But what they have done with Butane is not a patching up of anything. It is not painting over a very beautiful house that you have built. They've gone to tear it all down, destroy it, and in its place, they want to build a very little hut. Chimwat mwasange nganda mwakule nganda bwino ikulu ikankale isuma ero nomba balanda tawo nomba na tuyuwami nishe nganda pokobat nomba iveke bwino. That is what it means when you say that you just want to do what? To cure some lacuna. Kubeke shenganda pokobat nomba imoneke bwino. But this is not what Butane did. Butane instead yadisaya uko naula, you put down the house. Ukuchona ulo kuchifongfongkanya elo jidamo nomba mwaona ulenga ndelo nomba mwasa kola kwenjaka boba, and then you call it the constitution amendment process. No. Okay, those are the concerns. Yeah. Sydney Mwansa says there is a rumor that if this demonic goes through, then the PF will have the power to stop other opposition from contesting the 2021 general election. Sydney, yes. It's not just a rumor. What it means eventually is, you see, after Butane passes, if Butane became law, Butane has several instances where it's saying as prescribed. What it simply means is that it will now be the Patriotic Front in Parliament that are going to set the rules for the elections next year. They are the ones that are going to determine the next Parliament, the composition of the next Parliament. And they're going to do it by a simple majority in Parliament. 25 MPs will sit down, make rules, and they can disqualify anyone that they want to disqualify for 2021. Okay? That is where the issue is. And together as a people, we need to continue sensitizing and bringing visibility to this issue. That's what it means. Zechariah Khalifa has typed out the contentious issues in Butane, and they are too numerous, right? You can see at what Zechariah has said there. Okay, so let us not feel powerless. Okay, the thing is, let us not feel powerless at all. Let us continue advocating. That is the most important thing. Okay. We do have very busy schedules, even here at my office. I'm right now. I just took my lunch hour to say let's deal with this. But it's busy. It's busy everywhere. A lot busy. But let us continue bringing visibility to this issue because it is important for our country. Okay, it is important for Zambia. Okay. There's a question here. Is there anything that we can do about Butane before it can even get to the stage of deciding whether to vote in or not? Like at what stage is best to stop it Okay. So this question is about the stages that the bill is in. So the bill has gone through first reading. So first reading is basically just an introduction. So it is the minister who moves and introduces the bill to Parliament. That is first reading. In order for this bill to become law, it has to go to second reading. In order for it to advance to second reading, because it's a constitutional statute, okay, or it's a bill that seeks to amend a constitutional statute, it will require 2/3 of MPs to advance it to second reading. So that is where it is at the moment, right? They want to advance it to second reading, but they will require 2/3 of all MPs. So 2/3 of all MPs is like about 110 or 111 MPs. They must vote to advance it from first reading to second reading. So if the speaker takes the vote and they don't have 110 MPs in favor of advancing this bill to second reading, it will fail. Okay, that is the greatest chance that we have of defeating this bill at the moment. It is to defeat it now so that it does not go to second reading. Okay. Of course, there are some who believe that we need to take it to second reading and then change it after second reading. But the Patriotic Front cannot be trusted. This is, in fact, what Honorable Lungwangwa is saying, and to an extent, Honorable Kasolo from Solwezi and Honorable Copeland from Chembe, from our village in Chembe. Chembe Milenge. So what these gentlemen are saying is, let's support it to second reading, and then once it passes second reading, and then once it passes second reading, then we can change it. But the thing is, after the Patriotic Front have 2/3 at second reading, chances that the bill is going to change are very slim. You know, that is where the issue is. So the best thing that can be done is for MPs to reject this bill at this stage so that it does not advance to second reading. If and when President Lungu now wants to try and cure some lacuna in the Constitution, they can then come up with a bill that is much more reasonable than what they've decided with Bill 10. A bill that, as the Catholics have said, the Catholic bishops have said, a bill that takes into account several concerns from the people of Zambia, right? Because that is the most important thing, that when you are amending the constitution of a country, you consult with the people, the owners of the document. You don't just go gather together as Patriotic Front and then come up with a bill that is designed just for your own survival, for you alone. No. Okay, that's what the Catholic bishops are saying, and that's exactly what the Law Association of Zambia has been saying. Okay. Yeah. So that is what you can do, and in fact, I'm aware that just today the president has been forced to put down a post that he put on his Facebook page. Okay, and the reason is, I understand some youths were writing very, very nasty things on that post, but honestly, I don't expect that to wish that President Lungu to die. No, I wouldn't want to be part of those that went to his page and then told him, just die, okay? No, that's not good, because we are all human and we shouldn't be wishing death on any person. So the president has put down that post. But what I want to say is, we can learn the same things and the same system. You know what we can do? We can still go back to his Facebook page and tell him, withdraw Bill 10. Okay? That's what youth power is all about. Okay? And let him withdraw it. Let him withdraw it. Okay. Yeah. Any other concerns? And we are still on this issue. We are going to continue talking about it, but at least for today, Bill 10 is bad because it will change the way you as Zambians elect your parliament. Okay? Do you have time for us to deal with the second issue? That is a problem with Bill number 10. Here it is. The Christian nation. Okay? The Christian nation. Now, this is going to be very controversial. Now, I'm a preacher. I'm a Pentecostal preacher. And I support the declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation. The 1991 declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation and the 1996 constitutionalization in the preamble, I call it preambleization. The preambleization of the declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation in 1996 and the continued preambleization of the declaration in the 2016 constitution. I support all these. What I do not support is what Butane is proposing to do. Butane is not just satisfied with the preambleization of the declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation. Butane wants to outlaw all other religions and faith traditions in Zambia. I do not support that. Okay? Do I support the declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation? Yes, I do. It's in the preamble of our current constitution. Does say that Zambia is a Christian nation, the preamble, right? But even after it says that Zambia is a Christian nation, the constitution itself recognizes other religions. That is the Zambian way. That is what Zambia has been. A Christian nation where all other religions are welcome and people have religious liberties to choose a religion of their choice. In other words, the declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation does not impose itself on the people of Zambia. That is what the current constitutional arrangement is. Once Butane passes, that arrangement changes to where now the state can impose the Christian religion on everybody, including people that do not adhere to the Christian faith. Now, that is not constitutional. That is a violation of the Bill of Rights. And in fact, it is not to the interest of the Christians themselves, right? So leave the Christian nation declaration the way it is. Do not bring confusion. That is my humble appeal. Do not bring confusion. Okay? Now, who are the people behind the confusion regarding the Christian nation declaration? It's just a few Pentecostals. It's not all Pentecostals. It's just a few. A few dramatic fundamentalist Pentecostals. They're saying, let's have it all. Imwe. Zambia is a nation that God created. Umuineleza tabafumyamo ama non-believers mu Zambia. Tabafumyamo. Our ancestors themselves, they were not Christian. They were practicing their own African traditional religions or anything. Number Mulo Monshi, some of the Pentecostals want to bring in the country by saying that all other religious practices are not welcome. When you say that, Nicho, you want a philosophical, a Christian philosophy that informs policy in Zambia, the truth of the matter is you are doing that and undermining Zambian traditions, because some Zambian traditions are not Christian. Our ancestors themselves were not Christians, right? And in fact, when we are celebrating our own heritage, our own tribal heritage, those tribal heritage celebrations are not Christian. So when you say that you want only the Christian foundation to be the one that informs public policy, what are you going to do about traditional Zambian values that are not Christian? Okay, that is the problem and the confusion that Butane wants to introduce. Everything Christian in Butane is just from a very limited, small number of fundamentalist Pentecostal preachers. They're the ones that are trying to bring this confusion to the people of Zambia. The Catholic Church itself has declined. They've refused. They've rejected butane. You know, the Zambia Council of Catholic Bishops, they say no. You know, they don't want to be deceived by the false thing of saying that it's because it's going to be a Christian nation. No. All right. And besides, abo bapenta balefu okuleta ekyenfulunganya. Zambia itself, the Christians themselves, twali sana. Kwali babapente, kwa baba chimpempe, kwa baba kambwiri, kwa baba Roma, kwa baba nani, different denominations coexisting together in one beautiful country. Nomba imumlandu wako bati mlefu wokufisenda ifyo muafisenda imwebene ifyo fini muli bupente mlefu ya Zambia to become a Pentecostal country. This butane has nothing to do with the Christian religion. It's got everything to do with bupente of a few Pentecostals. They are the ones that are telling Lungu, go ahead, let's do this. You become a dictator as long as you give us a Pentecostal constitution. That's what it is. Elote Pentecostal constitution at Yonseba Pente. No, it's just very few. You know, it's just very few Pentecostals that are saying that they're going to hijack this constitution-making process. And we must be concerned at some people that are lying. Okay, but anyone who is opposed to butane is not a Christian. Have you seen how messed up some of these Pentecostals are? It's not all Pentecostals, but this little group. You know how messed up it is. Bapika butane baipanga kwana kalimo elesa. So any person who is opposed to this butane barerandati, they are Satanists. They are not Christians. So are you telling me that I'm a Catholic bishops, about they reject butane, they are Satanists? You see the problem? So I'm a Catholic bishops, about they reject butane, they are Satanists. You see? It is because this small group of Pentecostals, they are the most vocal, they are the most unreasonable, and they want this country into chaos. That's what they want to do. And so they say, no, we don't care about anything else. Just give us a Pentecostal country, and Lungu, you can have everything that you say. All right? Now, it's preachers like me, theologians like me, that must speak up and say no. You know, and speak up and call out from the liars among us, Pentecostal liars, and say, no, that is not the prophetic role that the church must play as far as politics is concerned. The church must maintain a critical distance, we call it a prophetic distance. Of course, when I say prophetic, I'm not talking about the prophet movement or whatever it is. No. What I'm saying is that the prophetic distance means that the church is not on the payroll of politicians. No. You can have Christians that want to be politicians. You can do that. But never at any time should the church be under the pockets of politicians. No. Okay? So now what is happening with butane is that those group of Pentecostal preachers that are supporting it, they are under the influence of politicians. How can you be a critical voice if you are under the government? The government is stealing. Every opportunity they are stealing. Inflated contracts, and that does not bother you at all. The only thing you want is a constitution that says you are a Pentecostal country. I'm a Pentecostal, and I disassociate myself from anything that are being done by that small group of vocal Pentecostals. Okay? I do that. All right. Thank you very much. That should be enough for today. We're going to try to do this again and keep honestly talking about it. If we have the time, we are going to take it section by section, okay? Section by section of butane, and we'll see how it goes. Thank you very much, Zambia. God bless our country. Thank you.